So today we're here at this abandoned go-kart track to do a self-portrait shoot with myself. The kind of goal is to look time traveler Destiny-like and play with some lighting. I'm pretty excited to get it done. We've got a lot of brands we're repping here: Mechanics, Prototype, Holy Grail, Live in Vitro. He 3D printed this helmet for me. So we're just gonna kind of get to a shoot and show you a cool edit, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Welcome guys. This is my first time doing editing on stream, so bear with me as we go through this. But we're basically going to go through some, basic Techwear street editing techniques that I use to get my moody photos and to turn something kind of like this into what you see on Instagram. First things first, I'd like to make a huge shout out to Holy Grail for sponsoring the pants and another few outfits of mine. They're a great company, great quality clothes, and they look pretty neat. Huge shout out to Prototype. Love you, man. Alpha Motif, based out of Seattle. He's a solo businessman who hand makes every single one of his pieces, so you can guarantee quality. Definitely check him out. And Live in Vitro, who 3D printed this helmet for us, which is super fucking cool. Look at that. You can't get more Destiny looking than that. First things first, I'm going to sort through them, make sure we have focus in all the photos, and that just kind of adjust composure if I really need. So starting here, we do have focus. Quite good focus. Nice. So I might keep that one. There's some similar ones that I'm seeing here that I might use instead of this. So I'm just going to poke through. I really dig that one. So if I press P, it flags it as a pick. That's kind of how I organize my shit. This one I can tell right now it's out of focus. So something happened on the camera where that photo's not usable. Unfortunately. It's a neat shot, but I know we've got some similar down the line. Now, just right off the bat, I like to shoot my photos dark because look how much dynamic range these Sonys have. I can get a lot out of all of these details. It may look a little overexposed and underexposed, but we're going to pull it out and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so now I'm just going to switch it to flagged. That's going to pare it down to all my flagged photos. And we're back to the beginning again. Okay, so at this point, this is where I will be adjusting composition. I'll be correcting all of the lighting, and then I'll be stylizing the photos afterwards, and then doing just some minor corrections and adjustments for sharpness and noise control and that kind of thing. First thing I'm going to do is really drop down the exposure, and I'm going to inspect for sensor dust. I can see some here already. I'm just going to take my spot removal. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that looks to be good. Now we're going to bring that up and look for anything we need to correct out here, anything really distracting. First thing I'm seeing in the puddle is this, and I just don't like that, so we'll do that. And since we make sure our reflections match, I don't know how the fuck it did that so perfectly in the puddle, but we're just gonna get rid of that. We're not gonna worry that minor detail right now. I just want that shit out of here. Okay, bring that back down to a reasonable level. You know, I think I'm gonna be able to get away with that. Maybe not that so much. We'll leave the tower in. I'm fine with that. I feel like we're sitting at a nice place for our little corrections. I'm going to adjust our horizon line and slim this up at a 16:9 for a dramatic tall photo. Gonna grab our angle here and just go with that as our adjustment. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna crush those highlights so we can kind of see the sky better. Of course. We're gonna bring the exposure down a bit. No, we're gonna go up. Gonna bring our shadows up a tad. Bring our whites down. Push our blacks just a little bit. And now, this is my kind of chef's kiss. There's plenty more that we're going to do to the photo, but when adjusting lighting, these gradient filters really do a lot of work for adjusting. So we're just going to take our exposure. These are all my presets here. I've got some from other places, but presets just don't work. So make your own. They're best. So these are my false peak presets. There's a 0 in front of them, so they're at the top of the list. And we're going to do a burn plus plus. We're going to do that from both sides to keep that moodiness in the bottom of the image. I'm going to drag this here, and we're actually going to do a full dodge, is what I call it. Get a nice blasted exposure in the sky. Not on both sides. This side's going to get another burn, just not as much. So that's really balancing out our lighting. So now that's what the photo's looking like with that dramatized light. I might even boost that a tad bit more. Yeah, nice. Let's bring that into the photo a little bit. Boom. There. I would consider our lighting adjusted now. And now we can start kind of doing enhancements and stylization and, you know, your color correction. So these I want to be fairly warm, and I want them to be very sci-fi, kind of time traveler utopia look. So I want them desaturated. I want the blacks to be very intense, and I want the contrast to be high. So you have those really bright highlights you see in the sky there, and all of our shadows being a nice dark. I am going to adjust this a little bit more orange for that, to make that gold really pop. Yeah, let's go there. 7,000 seems like a great number there. And which way do I want to go with it? Yeah, let's go pink. I always like pink. Of course I do. Shoot neon all the fucking time. That's good. That would be awful for skin tone, and you'd have to do a lot of correcting for your skin tone. But for what I'm doing in the stylization of this, I quite enjoy that. I may do an overall highlight fix here. Bliat. There we go. Just crush that sky just a little bit more of its highlights. Get some more details in those clouds. But I still want this to be a dramatic. Yeah, let's do that. No, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. No, don't like it. Don't like it. Leave it there. Okay. Gonna adjust these just a tad. Doesn't need to be that dark down there. Okay, and now we're getting into our presence. This stuff is very important to not overdo. There's a lot of people who will do this and go, wow, that photo's so sharp and it looks so good. But upon inspection, we're going in and we're seeing, one, this correction that we made. That's gross. I'm gonna change that. Ugh. Nope, don't do that. Clouds, if anything. I'll deal with that later, because I'm showing you this right now. I know it's all pixelated, but you can see these bright white outlines around all these details in the sky. Especially here, you see this little glow that you get. This puts off a really poor look in your photos, and it creates this fake line that you see here. This black and that white, forcing contrast and forcing sharpness. This kind of setting, you can really see that glow in here. This kind of setting works best to be painted in. So I typically leave this quite low. I might go like a 15 or 20 just to give it an overall sharpness. Same with texture, does the same thing. So be careful with it. Your dehaze can do a lot of stuff. It can really fuck with foggy photos, and it can really fuck with other photos. Look at that. We still will need to desaturate the bushes as well as enhance the photo overall still. So I'm gonna paint that in. Oh, let's get auto mask on. What the fuck? I just got a new processor, so I had to import all my presets that I made and had to do all that shit all over again. Again, this is my personal enhance preset. It's fairly simple to make. We're going to do the foreground at my feet. We're going to do a new one. Oh, we've still got that one there. Where are we sitting at? Let's add a bit of dehaze. A little bit more clarity. Bring our shadows up a tad. And I'm gonna do this just because auto mask wasn't on, so we probably have some sloppy lines. And remask that. So we're just gonna do that quick. If you're unsure what your slider does, grab it and do this. It'll show you real easy. And another cool thing is you can hold Alt when you're not in a brush. Here, I'll show you. Hold Alt, it'll show you where you have blowout in your image. So we do have a bit of overexposure in the clouds kind of up in here. That's expected because of our graduated filter. Yeah, I think that's pretty dope. This is too much for me. I'm gonna take that down, gonna take that down. Might even just release it off at the knee pad. Just popping that gold too much, it's distracting. Okay, and now we're going to go back into our color slider. And these are preset to my Techwear preset. Again, I made all these presets myself. They're over here. These are all different presets I use on a regular basis for myself. If you guys are interested in any of them, please let me know. I might just put together a pack for you guys. However, I don't believe in just applying a preset to a photo and having it be done. You always have to do adjustments afterwards. Just because this preset you can load in and it looks good for this, doesn't mean it's going to work for your photo and your settings and your environment. So keep that in mind when you're looking at presets. They don't make your photos look perfect all the time. If you are getting presets, Josh Katz has some really good stuff. They're fairly minimal, and they don't really, you know, push the side of over editing. And over editing is a huge problem with photographers. I know you're new or you're really experienced and you're just editing like crazy, but fucking tone it down. Let's leave it there. I think that's good. I will bring this back to 7,000. Add a little bit of tint here. And get rid of some of that green saturation. Bring that hue to a more yellow tone. There we go. I think that's kind of where we're going to leave it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for interacting with me, and we hope to see you again soon for some more photo edits. I have some cool stuff planned. I have some cool collaborations planned. We just need to wait for this pandemic to kind of chill before we can kind of go full force again. But, as I said, thanks for tuning in. Drop a follow if you're not already. Catch you later, guys. Hope you enjoyed.